am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture. Where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, Rapture can become your city as well.
Rapture, the underwater city forged by the personal dreams of Andrew Ryan to escape from the political, social, and religious anxieties of a post-World War II world. It was established on November 5th, 1946, and finished in late 1951. It is located at 63 degrees 2 inches north, 2955 west, which places it at about 433 kilometers west of Iceland's capital. Rapture's purpose. Andrew Ryan named his city after the goal he set in mind, to create a paradise free from all the people he saw as parasites, a place of true rapture. The original goal of Rapture was to create a capitalist society free of religious and government interference, where any citizen could achieve for his or her own gain rather than for the altruistic fulfillment of those and the wants of others. The world's best and brightest would be granted freedom of will and choice in Rapture, unrestrained by government, religion, and similar established institutions, instead of abiding by the traditions and moral systems imposed by those institutions. Values such as logic and scientific reason were to guide the inhabitants in their pursuit of achievement. Rapture's origins. Rapture began as a dream of Andrew Ryan's long before its construction. Ryan had thought about such a place at least a decade before a viable location was chosen. He had escaped Belarus just before it became part of the Soviet Union under the rule of communism, and had worked his way to becoming an industrial mogul in America. He had come to view workers' unions, left-wing collectivists, political selling altruism, and organized religion as parasites ruining man's life on Earth. He explored the idea of a closed-off society, of collecting achievers and those who believed in the empowering of the individual, and allowing them to flourish in such a remote location uncontaminated by the rest of the world. When the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki ended the Second World War, and the USSR was on its own path to nuclear weapons, Ryan foresaw the inevitable death of humanity in a war ending in nuclear fire. Ryan wasted no time in contacting like-minded individuals and marshaling his resources. His capital and city, Rapture, would be built on the seafloor in the North Atlantic. One of the first involved was Sullivan, a trusted man who was already in Ryan's employment. With Sullivan's experience in law enforcement, he was made chief of Rapture's security. Ryan gathered many construction experts and secured the architects Simon Wales and Daniel Wales to draft the design for many of Rapture's buildings. Needing workers to build Rapture, Ryan hired many of the most talented and skilled engineers, workmen, and mechanics. Many like Bill McDonough shared Ryan's ideals and saw Rapture as a new start where they could rise above the impairments of the parasite-ridden world.
I can see light coming from his belly.
Rapture's construction.
He's still breathing.
Beginning in late 1945, Ryan contracted a series of companies to begin construction at the selected location between Iceland and Greenland. Ryan and his associates secured the manufacturing materials in secret so as to avoid unwanted attention. These resources were then transported by ships like the Olympian thousands of miles into the North Atlantic to the project site. There, the materials were submerged to the ocean floor via a giant state-of-the-art submersible platform nicknamed the Sinker. Deep-sea welders and mechanics created a foundation for the city by sinking pillings and girders deep into the rock and silt. Eventually, the Sinker was permanently anchored to the sea bottom. Prefabricated buildings with frames of aluminum were assembled near the surface, submerged and lowered using linnet rings, and anchored into the foundations, thus creating the Art Deco metropolis. By November 5, 1946, Rapture had started receiving its new residents. The major construction period continued until the end of the 1940s, with smaller projects continuing in and around the city until Rapture's construction was complete by 1951. The beginning of the end. On December 31st, 1958, a massive working-class uprising, the 1958 New Year's Eve riots, was started by Atlas, with attacks in many upper-class locations such as the Kashmir restaurant. This evolved into a civil war between Atlas and Ryan, made worse by the effects of Atom addiction in many of the city's residents. Traditional projectile weapons were used and were joined by combat-type plasmids, first by Atlas's splicers and later employed by Ryan supporters. The major conflict lasted about 4 months, with the continuing violence causing great deterioration to cohesive society and infrastructure in Rapture. In the multiplayer mode of Bioshock 2, the player gets to participate in some of the warfare which was part of the fall of Rapture. In the end, the majority of the population either became splicers or were killed off by them, while others committed suicide or died of starvation. Thus, stable society in Rapture came to an end.
I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off.
Rapture's current status. With Andrew Ryan, Frank Fontaine, and the Rapture family gone, it is unlikely that there are many or any sane individuals left to rule what remains of Rapture. Much of the city has been damaged or destroyed over the course of Bioshock 1 and 2 and lack organized maintenance. There is no longer anyone left to create new Big Daddies to help maintain the livable areas of Rapture. Many of the Little Sisters have either been saved or harvested, thereby removing the primary source of Atom in the city for the Atom-craving splicers. With many of the core functions destroyed, and with its population further reduced to the remaining splicers, Rapture's fate is ambiguous at best. The last reference to Rapture in the series is given by Bridget Tenenbaum in the Minerva's Den DLC, in which she states that she intends to go to the surface to work on a cure for Atom sickness and to end the Rapture nightmare. But unfortunately, other than that, there is no other mention of her return to save the people of Rapture. So guys, that's gonna do it for this first episode of this brand new series that I want to start here. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of research and a lot of work went into this video, so I do hope you guys overall enjoyed the video. And if you guys want to give me some suggestions as to what other topics I should cover about the lore of Bioshock, please let me know down in the comment section below. For episode 2, what I think I'm going to be leaning towards is more about the backstory of Rapture, such as the religious beliefs and philosophies, businesses, scientific research, things of that nature. So we'll see what you guys say down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed it and want to see more, would you kindly tap that like button? That would very much be appreciated and it would help the channel out. So other than that, if you're new and want to see more content, would you kindly tap the subscribe button so you will not miss another video. And feel free to follow me on Twitter and Twitch. The links are down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Take care, guys. Hey guys, thank you all for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, would you kindly tap that thumbs up button? It would help this video get out there, and it would also help my channel grow. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more from me, would you kindly tap that subscribe button so you will not miss another video. If you want to chat with me or talk about anything gaming related, or if you have any questions, feel free to follow me on Twitter at the Bioshock Hub. There will be an annotation on the screen now or a link in the description for you guys to check out. Again, Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Take care.